Hey everyone, live here at Injustice Square, 6th and Jefferson Square Park, Louisville, Kentucky, where on Wednesday this new memorial plaque was installed. So again, 6th and Jefferson here in Louisville, Kentucky, downtown. It is to commemorate the 2020 racial justice protests, as it says. There's two separate paragraphs on each side. This one commemorates Breonna Taylor herself, who died at the hands of LMPD, who were serving a falsified search warrant. It says search warrant on here, but it's a falsified search warrant, which has been discovered by the DOJ after the fact. Indictments have been served on officers involved, but no charges thus far. I just wanted to come down and do a quick live at the square. It's been a while since I've been down here, unfortunately, and show y'all, this. Again, it was installed on Wednesday, so it was recent. I've been told that there was no press conference. It was just the mayor and some of the family members of Tyler Girth, Breonna Taylor. And it was requested to be private by the family, is my understanding. So that's why there wasn't any big to-do, wasn't any press conferences or anything. But again, I felt it was important to come down here and do some coverage and let y'all know that it is down here. It's not exactly what a lot of the protesters would have liked to have had. The verbiage isn't necessarily what a lot of people would have wanted, but this is at request of the family of Breonna Taylor, Tamika Palmer, her auntie Bianca. So in full support. I do feel that the story hasn't been fully told, by the verbiage on these signs here, but I am in full support of Breonna's family in making sure that this was installed to remember, the Uprising 2020. Did a lot of coverage of that, so those moments are dear to my heart. But let's go ahead and take a look at it real quick. So it tells a little history of Jefferson Square Park, mentions, Breonna Taylor, who was tragically killed by Louisville Metro Police serving a falsified search warrant. Again, that is a falsified search warrant. That is, they falsified records, gave it to a judge signed off. There are now indictments because of those actions. It doesn't really discuss any of the struggle that any of us had to deal with throughout the protests and whatnot. It doesn't really discuss the civil unrest too much. It doesn't really address LMPD's actions during the civil unrest. So again, it doesn't really tell the full story, but it is absolutely a victory for the protesters to have some type of commemoration of, the work that was done down here. So if you flip it, it mentions the mass civil unrest across the United States because of the Breonna Taylor uprising sparked by the killing of George Floyd. George Floyd uprising in Minnesota. Also commemorates David McAtee and Tyler Girth, who both lost their lives directly due to the protests going on. David McAtee, known as Yaya, owned a barbecue joint in the West End. Every Sunday he would prepare food, people would come out, hang out at Dino's. So it was just the normal Sunday gathering, but there was a curfew in order because of the civil unrest downtown. LMPD and National Guard inaccurately responded, thinking that it was protest involved. So they came in, full force to try to shut it down. There was an LMPD officer that discharged some pepper balls into the direction of the back of his business where people were seeking asylum, and he discharged 2 rounds into the air from his door. Hey, people are in here, stop, that type of deal. At that time, National Guard opened fire and ended his life. So due to the inadequacy of LMPD, a man lost his life. They're claiming it was due to protest. It had nothing to do with the protest. That has absolutely been debunked after the fact. Tyler Girth was a photographer that was down here standing with protesters and documenting. And there was a mentally unfit individual who had been seeking shelter in the tent city during the 24-hour occupation here in the square. He had been in Louisville Corrections several times, was discharged several times, never got the proper mental health treatment. So he had a few episodes while he was down here. He was asked to leave the square. He left the square, he came back. He left the square damn near naked, came back fully clothed with the backpack and a pistol. Actually, no, the story changed. He apparently took that pistol off of someone in the square once he got back into the square. But he did leave damn near naked, came back fully clothed with the backpack, swiped a pistol off of somebody, discharged some rounds, and ended Tyler Girth's life. So, you know, to commemorate David Yaya McAtee and Tyler Girth, as well as Breonna Taylor on the flip side, finally a permanent memorial has been installed in Louisville, Kentucky. There is another memorial that was installed across the way over on the other side of that truck that I'm going to go do some coverage on too. I don't know that I'm going to do it live, but it is commemorating the Black Six, I believe is what it said. Getting some details on that. I know a little bit about the story, but I'd like to get some more before I try to coverage or information on it. But this isn't just a square where all the protests happen, where LMPD mostly cracked down on us. A lot of memories, a lot of footage, a lot of emotions tied to those memories and footage. I don't know. It's a lot. The memorial is definitely a victory in some form or fashion, but yeah, it's absolutely a victory in some form or fashion. And it should be celebrated, in particular because the family of Breonna Taylor chose the verbiage, they chose you know, the dedication, and they put the work in to make sure that it happened. I'm going to go ahead and drop the live. I will be putting out some more information on this in the near future, so, you know, everybody stay tuned, stay strong, and stay safe.